Hello, fellow book lovers. Today we'll be reviewing Fake It Till You Bake It by Jamie Wesley. I described this book on my Instagram as having a black pro athlete who is just not drop dead gorgeous, but also is also business savvy, owns a bakery, cupcakes. Yeah, everyone loves cupcakes. And then he bakes, guys. He bakes. I don't know about you, but we, I know most women love cupcakes. And then there's a girl that he meets and a lady that he meets, and she is not cowed by all of that. She doesn't shrink herself to make him feel, to build up his ego or something. She's not cowed by all of that goodness. She gives it to him as she sees it. The first scene where they meet is at his bakery, where he overhears her calling his cupcakes stale. She was out with a friend. They went to go get cupcakes, and then she wonders why the friends at a shop that most likely sells stale cupcakes. And then he flies up in anger, comes out, and then she turns around and he's wild. He sees the pretty girl and he's like, how could such bitterness come out of this pretty girl? Yeah, so as the book goes on, we get to know that Jonathan doesn't always know how to express his feelings. He's so wound up, he's uptight. I say he's uptight. And then we get to know that Jada is that girl that comes from a family of overachievers, but she has not let that put her down. She has affirmations that she tells herself, and she has confidence enough for a whole family. And she tells it as she sees it. If she says the cupcakes are stale, it's most likely because she's tasted some that are stale, or that the place just gives her the vibes. Okay, I agree. I'm a little bit biased. I'm a little bit biased. So then coincidentally, they meet at Jada's grandmother's office one day when she was trying to get her grandmother to let her get her trust fund early, and her grandmother came up with conditions that she would get an actual job that she would have to hold for like 6 months. Now her grandmother owns, don't forget we said Donovan he's a pro athlete. Now her grandmother owns the team that Donovan plays for, and because she's also his business mentor, so she asked him as a favor, of course, as a favor to take on a granddaughter who just so turns out to be the lady who called Donovan's cupcakes still a few days ago. And then she says, here's the granddaughter, and then Jada comes in and they both yell, you. Yeah, I know a cliche saying boy meets girl again, and they're like, you again. Yeah, so the book had that. And then they move on, and then we find out that she's not just somebody who doesn't want to be an overachiever like the rest of her family, like her other sister and dad and mom. She has also been on one of those reality TV shows, like Love is Blind, 90 Day Fiancé. Yeah, like all those reality shows. But except that this one is called My One and Only. She makes it to the final round only to turn down the proposal from the male contestants who goes by the name of Dr. John. And then the entire world now hates her. She can't go anywhere without people yelling, how could you do that? Why did you do that to him? But she really can give them an explanation because she follows her instinct a lot. Now that is one thing I did not like about the book. They made it look like confident black women are impulsive, rude, too egoistic. Yeah, I didn't like that about the book. But then as we found out, she didn't turn him down simply because of her instincts. She just wasn't feeling him that much, and she wasn't going to sell it like the other contestant. Like, oh, we're in love, and then you get the money, you get the bag, and you guys break up after the show. She wasn't going to do that. So she broke up with the male contestant on national TV, and now she's the most hated person in the country. Then one day, one of those news people, reporters, come into the store asking her about the other man she lied on the show as her reason for not accepting the male contestant's proposal. So she has to quickly find somebody. And then our dear Donovan was just within arm's length. So she grabs him and says, "This is her boyfriend." She kisses him, but then he kisses back. He kisses her back, and then she's like, "Hasn't been feeling what I've been feeling all this while?" Yeah, probably. So they move on from that, and then they decide to start fake dating, and then they have to make public appearances. The store's business starts booming, which had been failing before Jada or Jada, I'm not so sure, came along. So the stores go through the roof. Personality is being repaired. She's getting a little bit of her reputation back. But then Dr. John, as the male contestant is fondly called, comes back into her life. And that's when I'm like, oh my god, what is it doing? But then I understand that they have to bring up things like that. I'm like, girl, you cannot do this. You cannot take him back. You cannot take him back. And then he comes up with a story. He tries to gaslight her, manipulate her, and then he asks if they should just get back together, since it looks like she still has feelings for him. And then they don't tell us exactly what she said, except that she comes back into the store and kisses Donovan and says that they should date for real now. And Donovan is like, "Oh, you beat me to it. I was going to have this romantic proposal asking you to be my girlfriend, my real girlfriend. We're going to have dinner." So, you know, all those cheesy stuff. Yeah, so they're going to have all of that. And she was like, "Oh, okay." I was like, they can still go to the dinner part, and then the relationship moves on from there. And that thing I don't really like about the book is our parents' response and reaction to her being dyslexic. I don't think it's something that should make you treat your child the way her parents did. Even if the entire world treats her that way, our home, our family should be a safe place for her to come back to, for her to feel safe around and not to be judged. She wasn't just by her grandmother who has always been there for her, but then our parents cut her off when she went on the show. I mean, they cut her off for daring to follow her dreams and not going to science like they did. Like, did you have a child so that you could have somebody to, I don't know, control? Or did you have a child so you could have something to mold? Why not just build a robot or something? And another thing I didn't like about the book is I think it's cliche, the fathers they always have father drama. They always have either absentee fathers or abusive fathers. I don't know why, but I'm really not liking that trope these days. I kind of like how the book progresses, and it's not like they just fall into love straight away. How it begins as the classic love-hate relationship, and then it becomes a romantic relationship, but they still kind of do business together. But then the part I did not like the most was the part where she had to break up with him, and then find her own path, separate from her parents and separate from being handed something by her grandmother. Now I understand that she wanted to do that, but did you have to break up with him to do it? You could have just left the store and left your family who already cut you off anyway. I mean, you didn't have to break his poor heart. Yeah, I felt bad for Donovan in that aspect. But I rated this book 4/5. Yeah, 4/5 because of the cliches that I found demeaning. And I'm not saying that people don't have black fathers who are absentees or abusers, but I'm saying that I'm not asking us to cover up abuse or strained relationships. I'm saying that maybe I personally, I'm just tired of absentee fathers or abusers in every single book. Like, why can they not just have a good life? I think I'm starting to feel that way about movies too. Why must the good person always suffer? Like, why can you not just have it as easy as the people you think are evil? And have you read it? Let me know what you thought about it. If you haven't, this should be on your to be read for December. Thanks for coming to my talk. And I'll be reviewing Black Girls Must Die Exhausted. That's what I'll be reviewing next. So see you next time.